Hey guys, welcome to your first at-home classical Pilates workout. I'm going to lead you through a 20 or so minute mat workout. It's going to be a beginner intermediate routine, so that's going to avoid you from advanced positions like rollovers or corkscrew that are inversions that are not safe for people that have cervical or spinal issues. So we're going to keep those out of it. So if you want to add those, just continue to follow along through the rest of the month as we continue to break down exercises. So again, as I mentioned several weeks ago, I want you to really just be able to follow along verbally. I will be demonstrating the exercises. If you have any questions, you can always refer back to the video. But just follow along and let's get started on the mat. We're going to start standing. So assuming you have a long ways mat, you're going to come to the front edge of it. Genie your arms. Roll the shoulders down to their sockets, draw your abs in and up. Cross one foot behind the other, and with control, using your abdominals, lower yourself all the way down to the mat. Once you get there, center yourself as we prepare for our first exercise, foundationally, the Pilates 100. Draw your knees into your chest, lift your head, neck, and shoulders, bringing your eyes to your navel. Hover your arms. Bring your knees right over your hip bones, or extend to a diagonal, lowering the legs as low as you can, maintaining these abdominal connections. Fingers are reaching and you begin vigorously pumping your arms. Inhaling for a 5 count and exhaling for a 5 count. Good, big vigorous pumps in between the level of the hip and the knee. Curling up a 1/4 inch higher. If you feel this heavy in the quads, you're just going to add a soft bend in the knees until you're out of your legs and back in the abdominals. The back of your neck is long. You're here for 100 full breaths. Last few good ones, inhaling for 5, exhaling for 5, challenging your breath by inhaling and exhaling through the nose to finish it out. Draw your knees into your chest, rest your head. You can rock your ears side to side anytime you need a neck stretch in between exercises. From here, hands behind, come behind your knees, rock yourself up to a seated position. Again, rolling the shoulders down into their sockets. Draw the abs in and take an inhale as you curl the chin to your chest, eyes to the belly button, rolling back until your arms are about straight. Inhale, deepen the abs to come back up. And again, you inhale back, exhale, deepen, come up. So you're going to start feeling those abdominal connections here. You want to keep your shoulders from creeping up into your ears. Keep them rolling back. A couple more times like that, just warming up the deep abdominals. And last time, before we transition to full roll up. Here, you'll extend your legs long. Flex your feet, bring your arms out in front of you. Again, drive the shoulders down. Now take a big inhale, growing as tall as you can. Exhale, roll your spine down, one bone at a time. Imagine you are imprinting your spine into the mat like a strand of beads, bringing your arms out behind you. Inhale again, exhale, peeling yourself up, reaching up and over like there's a big beach ball in your lap. Inhale again, exhale, roll back down. We're going to do this for 6 more reps. Pick up the pace. Inhale, exhale, up and over. Think about reaching those heels long in front of you as you roll away in opposition, pressing the backs of your legs into the mat, feeling that opposition, heels away from the rest of your body. If you feel your feet popping up off the mat, you're going to go back to that first exercise, the half roll down, until you can maintain better abdominal control. Let's do one more time to finish. Inhale, exhale, up and over. Inhale here, exhale, roll it back down to rest. Moving on to one leg stretch, single leg circles, excuse me. Arms are long, shoulders are anchored. One knee comes in, leg goes up. Drawing the abdominals in, you're going to bring the leg closer to the chest, cross the midline of the body, paint a circle on the ceiling, stop at the top. Cross around circle, stop at the top. Arms are actively pressing. You're going to do 5 in each direction. And I want you to feel your leg here. So if you've got tight quads, hamstrings, you're going to want to add a bend in the knee until you don't feel the leg. Good, we're going to do 2 more on this side. The abdominals control the work. And then you're going to lower that leg. To advance the exercise, you can do both legs long. So now we do the same thing on the other side. Arms are active, chest is open. How still can you keep your pelvis and your hips while your abdominals move the leg? Reversing the direction for 5. Abs drawing in a little bit deeper. Lower the leg to finish. In Pilates, transitions are exercises. So we're going to give a big roll up to transition to rolling like a ball. You're going to bring your seat to your feet. Draw your heels in. Float the feet up. Curl the chin to your chest. Finding your balance on your sits bones. Find the next vertebrae in your spine without falling over. Bringing your heels as close as you can towards your seat. Rock back to the tips of the shoulder blades. Rock back up. Hold your balance at the top. Rocking back. Rocking up. Good. You're going to do these for a set of 8. Trying to challenge your abdominals by making a tighter little ball. Keeping your chin in. One more time. Hold it at the top. Float the feet down. Recenter yourself on the mat. Now we're going to move into the ab series. It's going to be 5 exercises. With control, lower yourself back down to the mat. Bring your knees into your chest for a single leg stretch. Beginners, hands go over your shin. More advanced, you're going to have one hand around the ankle, the other hand around the knee, creating opposition. The left leg extends away, eyes back on the belly button. Pull the leg to you 2 times and switch. Pull, pull, and switch, pull, pull, and switch. Inhale one leg, exhale the other leg. And we pick up the pace. Inhale and exhale. So Pilates can be very gentle. It can be very rigorous simply by changing the things like pace and changing breathing. And another set of 8 to finish that, where you'll bring your knees into your chest, rest. As you advance, you're going to try to keep your head up the entire time through the ab series. Any other time, feel free to catch that stretch. Head comes back up for double leg stretch. Arms reach away in opposition from the legs. Circle the arms around, deepening the abs to come up higher. Inhale, press away. Exhale, deep and pull it in. So visualize pulling your body apart and using the abdominals to pull everything back in. Like your chest is coming up to your knees. Your knees don't come into your chest. Let's do one more. Again, another set of 8. And bring your head down to rest. Next, we move on to scissors. Legs come up to the ceiling. Head, neck, and shoulders comes up. Beginners, your hand goes behind your right thigh. More advanced, you reach for your ankle. Opposite leg, scissors away. Eyes back on the belly button. Pull the leg 2 times for a hamstring stretch. Switch, pull, pull. Switch, pull, pull, and switch. Think about brushing the midline of your body on that switch. Again, picking up the pace if you want to challenge yourself. Good. 2 more. And bring your knees in. Rest your head. Those abs should be fired up right about now. If you're not feeling that additional challenge in the abs, you're going to want to curl up as high as you can past the tips of your shoulder blades. Moving on to lower lift. Hands come behind the head. Head, neck, and shoulders comes up. Eyes on the belly button. Heels together, toes apart. Legs to the ceiling. Itty bitty bend of the knees like there's a diamond shape of your legs. Keeping the tips of your shoulder blades past the mat. Elbows wide, lower the legs. Deep into lift. Think down for a 3 count. Deep and lift on a 1 count. Good. 2 more here. Curling up high. Abs on fire by now. Now let's reverse the count. So it's down on 1, but lift for 3 for 2 for 1. Lower on 3. Lift for 3 for 1. Down 2, 3. Deep and lift. And bring your knees in and rest. Another neck stretch. Before we move on to crisscross. Last exercise of the ab series, elbows are wide. Head, neck, and shoulders comes up. Right leg scissors away. Your right elbow comes to the left knee. Eyes on the left armpit, and the right shoulder blade is off the mat. Lift both shoulder blades off the mat in the middle, switch. Lift in the middle and switch. Inhale through the center, exhale on the switch. Inhale to lift, exhale, switch. And we move. Up and over, up and over. 2 more. And bring your knees in and rest. Beginners, your transitions are rocking up. More intermediate, you roll back up. Inhale, exhale, peel it all the way back up for spine stretch forward. Legs open about as wide as your mat. If you're tight in the quads or hip flexors, you're gonna wanna add a bend in the knee so you can sit up really straight, like there's a yardstick on your spine. Arms come back up straight in front of you like a zombie. Sit up as tall as you can on an inhale. As you exhale, pull those abs back behind you, reach your fingers forward. Your spine is nice and stretched out. Inhale, stack your spine. Exhale, relax the shoulders. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, pull those abs in, chin to the chest. Inhale, stack it back up. Exhale, relax. A couple more times. Inhale, exhale, peel it up and over. Inhale, stack it back up, relax, and you would do one more on your own. And rest to finish. Moving on to open leg rocker, another rolling exercise. So beginners, you're gonna go back to that half roll back here. If you want the additional challenge, bring your seat towards your heels. Take your right hand over your right ankle, left hand over your left ankle. Draw the shoulders in and float up to find your balance. Beginners, one leg comes up, half of a letter V. Chest stays open. Other leg comes up. So you could just do this prep. Now if your hamstrings are tight like mine are today, you can keep your knees bent the whole time. Otherwise, extend both legs up to a letter V, open up the chest at the top. Curl the chin to the chest, draw the abs in, rocking back to the tips of the shoulder blades, rocking up and holding your balance at the top. Curl, rocking back, rocking up with a big lift at the top. Again, holding your knees in for a modification. So this is giving you that great spinal massage. It's also giving you some chest opening, spinal extension at the top. Good, hold that one here. Bring your legs together, draw the knees in, and float the feet down. Recenter yourself on the mat. We're gonna do a corkscrew prep here. Roll down, lying on the mat. Beginners or people that have low back pain, you're gonna wanna make a little pillow for your tailbone, elbows wide. Otherwise, arms are gonna go long down the mat. Knees in, toes up. Heels together, toes apart. Give me that itty bitty bend in the knees if you're feeling heavy in the quads today. Arms are active and chest is open. Draw the abs in, paint a circle in the ceiling to the right to the center, to the left to the center, stop. In and out, very much like one leg circles. Now you are using your abdominals to deeply engage and move those legs as one unit. Your pelvis, your hips, your shoulders, torso is perfectly still, just the low abs are working. Let's do one more in each direction. And then bring your knees into your chest. Your transition, rock or roll yourself back up to a seated position for saw. Recenter yourself on the mat. Open your legs back as wide as you can. Self bend in the knee if you need it. Arms out to the shape of a letter T. Twist over to the right. Your left pinky finger saws off your right pinky toe. 3 little stretches, bring it back to the center. And it's twist, reach. That left shoulder blade opens up so that chest is big, nice and lifted. Pulling your fingers apart in opposition. So you've got flexion here of the spine. You've got expansion of the chest. You've got a great hamstring stretch, which I desperately need today. And I'm going to finish it out on one last side. And bring it in, lower yourself down. Now we're going to roll over for some extension work, starting with swan. So your transition, roll down, coming onto your belly for single leg stretch. Your elbows are right under your shoulders, making light fists with your hands. Your hip bones are anchored down to the mat. You want to make that connection of your hip, and you want to think about growing your spine longer from your tailbone to the crown of the head. So lifting up here, you're going to float the right leg up, flex the feet, kick, kick, point to lower, lift, kick, kick, point to lower. So I want you to feel the hamstrings, I want you to feel the glutes. Once you get the hang of the work, we pick up the pace, kick, kick, and switch. Think about growing your leg longer as you extend away. Draw your abs in. We do not want to feel this in your lower back. We're gonna get one more on each side and lower down. If you have felt that in your back at all, press yourself up and back into a quick rest pose. Drawing your abs in. Coming right back down to your belly for double leg kick. Now we're gonna move using the legs as one unit. You're gonna lie down, bringing your left ear to the mat. Take your hands, clasp the mat, your low back, bring them up as high as you can. Roll the shoulders down, pull the abs in, anchor those hip bones. Float the feet up a tiny bit. Flex your feet, kick to the seat. 3, 2, 1. As you lower the legs, extend the arms, crown of the head reaches. Switch ears, so it's kick, kick, kick. Lengthen those arms down the spine, open up the chest, and repeat. Kick, kick, kick. Lengthen to float and extend. See if you can come up a little higher every single time. Let's do one more on each side. Try to keep those hip bones anchored. Lots of hamstring and thigh stretching. And rest. One more time. Press up and back into an active rest pose. Pull those abs up to the ceiling. Extra stretch. Take your hands to your heels. Pull into it to relieve any pressure. From here, we're going to roll over onto our seat. For neck pull. Neck pull is a pretty challenging one. So you can always go back to roll-ups at this point. You're going to take your hands behind the head, elbows are wide, feet are extended long down the mat. Sit up as tall as you can. Think about a ruler holding those elbows together. With a flat back, hinge on a diagonal until you feel a lower ab connection. Curl the tailbone under, melt your spine, one bone at a time. The same way you went down, we come back up, so take an inhale. Exhale, keep those elbows wide, hinge up and over, forehead to the knees, stack it back up. Repeat, hinge, low abs catch, lower, melt your spine with control. Inhale, exhale, all the way up and over that beach ball. Inhale, stack it back up. And again, curl, melt, in and up. Inhale, exhale, up and over. Bring it back up, one more time. Lower, all the way down to rest for shoulder bridge. Feet are gonna come flat to the mat, bent knees, so your ankles are right under your knees. Arms are long. Chest is open. Float your hips up into the air. Melt your spine. Articulate from the top of your spine down to the middle, all the way down until the tailbone touches. And repeat, lift and hold. Think about the inner thighs hugging as you melt all the way down. You're gonna feel the back side of your body start to work. Engaging inner thighs, hamstrings into glutes, and getting a great spinal stretch after you just finish that extension work. If you wanna add challenge to this, you can do it one-legged. So one leg comes up, hips come up. You're gonna kick the legs 2 times, and then lower. And again, kick, kick, and lift the opposite hip. Try not to let one hip drop or lift higher than the other. The pelvic stays in the same plane. Switch out the legs, right toes up, kick, kick, and lengthen to lower. Visualize the leg growing longer toward the wall in front of you in opposition from the crown of the head. Arms are active, pressing into the mat. Place your foot down, articulate your spine all the way back down to finish. Knees come into the chest. You can give yourself a little rest or rock yourself up to seated, where you're going to turn over onto your side for side kick series. Your body makes a straight line from your hips to your shoulder. You're resting on your head. Fingers can go right in front of you. You're going to bring your feet to the front corner of your mat at a diagonal. Everything else presses to the wall behind you. Added challenge, you're going to bring your hand behind your head. Try not to lean into it. Square off your chest. Float the top foot up. Flex it. Try to reach the top leg longer than the bottom leg. Imagine that I just put a 5-pound weight on that top foot. You're going to draw your abs in, kick it forward 2 times. Now point the toe, extend it back and away. You're trying to keep as still as you can on your hip bones. It's a kick, kick forward. Back of the leg works to bring it away. One more time. And bring it to home. Now imagine I put a really heavy spring in between your ankles. Resist that spring, open with control. Try to grow your leg longer as you lower it. And again, you lift to open and lower to close. Visualize the outside of your leg doing the work here. And point it to lower. One more time. Point that toe, lower it down. Heels connect, toes apart. Brush your leg forward. Little bitty circles, brushing those heels, brushing the inner thighs. 5 reps in the first direction. Now reverse it. Use the back side of the body for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That leg should be feeling heavy now. Point the toe, get it as high as you can. Cross the top leg in front of the bottom. If you need, you can take your hand, wrap it around the bottom ankle as you float the bottom leg up. Flex that bottom foot. Grow it longer. Visualize there's a 5-pound weight on it. Give me little pulses. Lifting that leg into the ceiling using just the inner thigh. Hold it there. You're going to take your hand with control, bring it in front of you. Bring the top leg to meet the bottom. They're both hovering in the air. Now kick the top leg back. The front leg goes forward. And scissor switch. And scissor switch. Again, adding that challenge by bringing your hand behind your head. Trying not to rock and roll on those hip bones. Float them back in, lower down. And we'll do the same thing on the other direction. Coming to the center, float those feet up, click your heels together. Engaging the back side of the body one more time. And then roll over to do the same thing on the other side. Feet come to the front corner. Hand is either behind your head or out in front, flexing both feet. Top leg comes up, and you kick it forward 2 times. Point the toe, resist it away. And it's a kick, kick, point to resist away. Abs are in, back side of the body works, the front side of the body works. Chest is open. One more time. Put that heavy spring in, let's open. Resist that heavy spring open. Point the toe, lengthen it to come down. And the outside of that top leg works to lift. And the inside of the leg works to lower. Visualize the legs getting longer away from the upper body. One more time. Heels together and brush. 5 in one direction. Using those abdominals and reverse the direction of the circle. Use resistance like there's ankle weights on. Last one, point the toe as high as you can. Cross the top leg over the bottom. Float the top bottom leg up. And again, it's little pulses. Using the inner thigh, keep the chest open. Eyes are looking straight forward, not at your toes. Good. Hold it at home. Reset. Bring the top leg to meet the right. And now we crisscross. Kick one leg forward. Bring the other leg scissor back. And you switch. And switch. Not rocking on those hip bones. Abs stay in and up. One more time. Hold it at home. Hover them back down. From here, you're going to roll over back onto your spine. Extend those legs long. And prepare for my favorite exercise, teaser. Let's start with the prep. Bring your knees into your chest. Bring your arms into the ceiling. Roll those shoulders down into their sockets. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, sequentially roll up, bringing your arms to reach your toes. Open up the chest. Now your spine is in the shape of a letter V. Roll down one vertebrae at a time. Feel free to bring your knees with you. Lower abdominals control the work. Let's repeat it. Inhale, exhale, peel it up. Now we're going to add a little bit of stamina. So now, keeping your toes where they are, roll back just so the tips of your shoulder blades come right back up. Rock back, rock up. Now you're working deep, really deep, low abs. 3 more. 2. And last one, reach those fingers for your toes. Hold it here. Bring your knees in, take it to a rest. Well done. We're in the home stretch now. Extend your legs long. Recenter yourself on the mat. Lower yourself. One vertebrae at a time, rolling back onto your belly for swimming. More extension work. Arms reach out in front. Legs reach behind you. Roll those shoulders down. Float the feet up. Float the arms up. Float the upper body up. Crown of the head reaches in one direction. Start flutter kicking your feet as you swim your arms out. Pulling your body apart. The back of your neck is long, so I don't want anybody looking up ahead. Think about growing the upper body long. Working the back side of the body for 3, for 2, for 1. Melt it down. Take your elbows right under your shoulders for serratus push-ups. This is an intermediate exercise, so you can skip it if you are a beginner. You're basically going to bring yourself up into a half plank position. Elbows are in line with those shoulders. Light fist. Shoulders in their sockets, abs in and up. Lower just your chest a few inches down toward the floor. Draw the abs in, float to come back up. Lower and lift. Lower the chest without lifting or lowering your hips. Good, you've got one more. And float down to your knees, press back. Coming up for mermaid. You're gonna come to the side hip. Your right hand is gonna go on your right ankle. Your left arm comes up to the ceiling. Think about a straight line from the fingertip down to the shoulder, down to the hip. Lift up as high as you can. Reach up and over, keeping your chest. Think about where the ceiling meets the wall. Come back up using the oblique. Lift up taller. Exhale, find a deeper stretch. Come back up. One more time, find your deepest stretch, reaching for the baseboards. Now bring your arms out, shape of a letter T. Palms face the ceiling. Lean over toward the opposite wall with control. Lower down to your elbow. Reach the arm up. Lift the left hip bone up. Reach the right hip bone down for a better stretch. If you'd like, you can come down to both elbows. Get a beautiful low back stretch. Draw the abs in. Reach your arm back overhead. Using only the obliques. Come back up. Arms to the shape of a letter T. Palms come back behind you. Draw those abs in. Teaser yourself. Do the same thing on the other side. Right arm up, left hand over the left ankle. Sit up tall, reach up and over, ceiling meets the wall. Come back up, reach up and over, find the middle of the wall. Come back up. And one more time to find your deepest stretch, reach for those baseboards, but keep your chest open, draw the abs back behind you. Come back up, arms to the letter T, palms face up, reach, lower down with control, down to the elbow, reach the left arm over for a big oppositional stretch. Left hip bone is down, the right hip bone is up, chest is open. Lean into both elbows down to the mat for a twisting lower back stretch. And then extend the left arm back for the wall in front of you. Using the obliques, come back up, and then hands come back behind you. Draw the abs in, teaser your legs to the front of your mat, where we finish with our final couple of exercises. Seal. Take your hands into prayer. Thread them between your two legs. Wrap your hands around your ankles. Elbows fight the inner thighs fight the elbows. Float the feet up to find your balance. Use the inner thighs. Click your heels together like a seal. Hold it steady. Curl the chin to the chest. Rock back to the tips of your shoulder blades. Come back up. Hold it at the top. Let's add those heel clicks. 2 to 3 in the back, 2 to 3 in the front. Think about those sits bones going straight up to the ceiling. This is an awesome spinal massage. At the end of your workout, keep the chin curling to the chest. One more time. And on that last one, I want you to cross your ankles, come up to standing. You're going to turn around to face the opposite wall. Imagine you're standing up against a wall. Every bone of your spine connects to that wall behind you. Heels together, toes apart. Bring your arms up to the ceiling. There's a picket fence in front of you. Dive over that picket fence. Hands come down to the mat. Walk yourself out into a full plank. Shoulders are in. Crown of the head reaches away from the heels. Hold that plank for about 10 seconds. And then without rocking your hips, walk back in. Hands to the feet in a 4 count. Stack your spine back up. Don't forget about that wall behind you. And come back up. Let's do one more set, adding an option of push-ups. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, dive over that picket fence. Walk your hands out. Full plank. 3 Pilates push-ups. Elbows brush ribs. Abs are in and up. One more time. Coming up and walking those hands back to your toes. Heels together, toes apart. Stack your spine back.